Hi, it's Paul from Wolf Software Systems, and today's theme is shiny blue, sort of glassy thing. I think it's glass or something like that, and I've used our logo as a background. For those of you who don't know what you're looking at, this is WolfStack, and today is Weird Kubernetes Day. So I posted about WolfStack in the Kubernetes forum, and it turns out the Kubernetes people kind of like YAML files. So although so our Kubernetes, basically you can deploy it pretty much with one click. You can actually build a Kubernetes cluster with one click, and then you can actually go in and you can edit anything you want, and you can deploy from our app store into your Kubernetes cluster. So it's pretty cool. You can go and look at the YAML files to see what the system has created and edit them there and then. And it's just really, really nice. I really like it. Okay, so some other things that we've added. Firstly, we've got a new thing here. Like, one of the things I like about Proxmox is it's got this like log going on at the bottom. So we've got this. So today we had a client in from another. We do programming work for other companies, obviously, and we had a client in, and we had to. So this is a Proxmox cluster, in fact, because WolfStack will installed on top of Proxmox. And I had to show him some stuff in the database, and I was on the big demo machine, so I didn't have any database client software in. I didn't really want to do that, so I just used this. We've got a built-in MariaDB MySQL editor in here, so I just used that and logged into it directly and showed him stuff. I can't really show you anything because obviously it's client data. I wouldn't ever do that. But mind you, this one has got a. Give me a second. I want to show you this, so I'm going to just do this. There we are. Oh, okay. This is like my local machine thing, so it's full of stuff anyway. But this is built into Intelligent Wolf, and I was just able to pull this up. Let's close that. I was just able to pull this up and just show him around the data. It was really useful to do it in this one place, and that's what I've tried to do is make it like a one-stop shop for all your stuff. So we'd have someone ask us if it's all AI built, but it's not all AI built. So some of it, like the front end and the pretty themes and things like that, is built with AI. A lot of the code is hand monitored and run. So if we do use AI for any bits of code that we do, monitor it we're real programmers. We're not just vibe coding. I mean, you couldn't vibe code this anyway, really, because you have to have a really in-depth knowledge of server clustering, networking, Kubernetes, storage, just all those sorts of things. So you'd be able to vibe code this from scratch, as you can see. So we've made some improvements to the backup system as well. So you can see I've done some backups to my Proxmox backup storage. We've got a Proxmox backup storage set up in Dusseldorf in Germany. It shows me all the Proxmox backups that are, even if they're not done through WolfStack. The other thing I can do with it is, which is quite nice, is I can pull the Proxmox backup storage config from one thing and then deploy it to every server I've got, which is really useful, or just a few nodes in the server. I was quite surprised that people who do Kubernetes actually really like YAML. I was quite surprised about that. They were quite rude about the whole idea of having this kind of user interface where you can actually do this, and when you have like the App Store where you could just go, oh, I need authentic, so you go install like that. And what happens is if you choose a K8s session, you see it will only install it to WolfQ, because we can't install raw Docker onto a server running Kubernetes. Just it causes all kinds of issues with the networking. So another person was on our Discord was talking about using Wolf Proxy or Nginx to do proxying, but you don't really need to do that. You can always do it all in here using public IP mappings. So you can actually map in here an external IP, and it will give you a few. So for instance, this one, that's actually a Tailscale IP, which is another story I'll come on to very shortly. So then I can choose where I want it to go, tell it what ports I want to use, give it a label, and it'll set up the port forwarding. So you don't actually have to set up a proxy server, really. It'll just do it. We have got quite a comprehensive page on our website at wolfstack.org. That covers, if you go into products WolfNet, it does actually cover different scenarios and things that you could use instead of using Tailscale, especially because WolfStack has built into it. If I go to WolfNet, where's it gone? It's here, Governor. It honestly is. So I have the facility to. Is it here? I'm good at this. I wrote this. It was here yesterday, honestly, Governor. there's a thing where you can set up remote WireGuard. So WolfStack will just host WireGuard, and you can just WireGuard into things. Oh, you know what it is. I think it's on here. Okay, honestly, oh no, it's on networking, isn't it? Going slightly mad. Here we go. WireGuard bridge. That's what I was looking for. I don't know why I thought it was on the menu. It's just, it is a big complicated, even though I wrote it, it's a big complicated bit of software. So if you initialize a WireGuard bridge, you can actually do a WireGuard connection, add a client file, and you can use it with WireGuard on any platform to actually connect. And that's quite a good way of dealing with it. So that covers a lot of things that Tailscale is kind of used for. And bearing in mind that we've got all this network information, and it's just like, I've tried to put everything in there, like storage. It tells you how hot your disks are running. So even on, let's look at one of these remote servers. Let's look at this chap because it's quite heavily used. So you can see at 50 degrees. So, I mean, that's about right. If you get them into 60 or 70 degrees, you've got a bit of a problem. So yeah, it can tell you what the storage is looking like. There's just so much to this. And it's such a big platform now. And it's all born out of my own frustration with having to have like 5 different platforms, like one to do monitoring, one to do status pages, another platform to manage VPNs into the servers, you know, and that's what it's come out as. So, and settings as well, we've got icons. I think I might have mentioned this on my last update. So, because this down the bottom here, that's my desktop. I'm running Nabara Linux. I would like to run Catchy OS. I really do like it. I've got it running on one of my other laptops, but it's just too much hassle upgrading everything. Maybe I should write a bit of a code to do that. So anyway, yeah, so you can see that it matches my desktop. I'm able to have it matching my desktop pretty much, being running Linux on it, which is kind of nice. So yeah, so WolfStack's free to use, but please do consider supporting us through our Patreon or GitHub, because obviously it costs money to write this stuff. It's not free for us to write it, and it's not free for us to review on it. And that really helps. So it's wolfstack.org is the website for WolfStack. And if you need any programming, I'm very, very happy to talk to anyone. Thanks very much. Bye.